Today we are having a new topic that is functions. Functions in Python. Functions in Python, right? We are having two types of function. First one is built built-in function, right? And second one is user defined function. In this function, we are having two types of function, sub function, that is module based function, and some are built-in function. We don't need to import any module while using the built-in function, right? Module based function. Now, what is function? The query is that what is function? Function is nothing, just a part of a program, right? So function is a part of program which provides the functionality of reusability of your code, right? So how to create a function, right? To create a function, we just need to follow some steps. First step is creation of the function definition. Creation of function definition. Right now, the second one is body of the function. And third one is calling of the function. These three steps are very important to create a user-defined function, right? Okay, so how to create a function? We are having a keyword that is def. Def keyword is used to create a user-defined function, right? Like suppose you want to create a function to add to add sum of two integers number, right? Right. Suppose a and b, or uh, you can take uh, any other example, right? You just want to print something by using a function, like print an statement that is hello, right? So what you have to do, you just need to create a user defined function. Like function name can be anything, right? Suppose that this is the function, right? This is user defined function name. User defined function name, right? So after this function name, put the parenthesis, right? This is a complete function, right? And before this function name, put the def keyword. Create the function definition. This is called what? This is the function definition. right? Which we are creating by the keyword that is def, right? We are defining the function definition. This is the keyword. Okay, now put the colon sign after giving a one tab indentation. Indentation is what? Indentation means you start block of body of the function, right? Suppose that you give one tab indentation. Indentation represent by void space, right? So you give some indentation, and this is what? This is your body of the function, right? So suppose I print, you write and a statement. Statement can be anything like hello, and this is what? This is the body of the function. Body of the function, right? Now we have created a two step, that is the creation of the function definition, that is right. And next one is body of the function we have already created. Now the next and very last step is calling of the function, right? Without calling, the function cannot be executed, right? That means this statement cannot be executed or printed, right? So you have to uh, call this function to print this statement, right? Because the calling is very important in these steps, right? So now the last step is what? The calling of the function by its name. By its name. What is the name of the function? That is fun. This is the calling of the function, right? So here we are creating the definition of the function. This is what? This is the body of the function, and this is the calling of the function, right? So here we are calling to the function, right? Now after calling, the compiler will go and will search the function definition, right? If you create your function definition, right? So after searching this function name or definition of the function, the compiler will go inside the function and print or execute the body of the function. Whatever lines or whatever statements you have written doesn't matter. But after the calling, compiler will go to the function definition, right? And after searching this function definition, your complete body of the function will be executed. Let's uh, do some practical on that function. Suppose I am creating a function that is def and my function. That is the user defined function, my function. Function name can be anything, right? So here, put the parenthesis after function name. Parenthesis is very important to apply with the function name, right? After this, if you don't put the don't put the colon sign, right? So you will not find the block of the function, right? Or the body of the function. So put the colon sign here and hit the enter key. You will you will be formatted for indentation, right? So here the body of the function will start, right? Suppose I am writing an statement that is print hello world, right? And I'm executing this program without calling this function. So let's see it what happens, right? This function or this statement will be executed or not, right? So now click on run, then the function, the program will be executed, but the function without calling the function will not be executed, right? Now I am calling this function by its name, right? Here you can see that how we call the function, right? This is the calling of the function. Just pass the function name and call this function by its name, right? After this, execute this program. See this, the statement will be printed, right? So here the calling is very important after creation, the definition of the function, right? Calling is the important part for any function, right? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes. Hello.
Your voice is too weak.
Yes.
So please speak loudly.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's move next topic, that is types of function, right? We will discuss types of functions.
Okay.
Here we are having uh, five types of function. The first one is positional function, or you can say that positional argument, right? Second one is keyword argument, keyword argument. And the third one is default argument. And variable, the next one is variable len positional argument. Positional argument. And the last one is variable len keyword argument. Right? These five types of function we will discuss in function, right? One, two, three, four, and five. Let's discuss all the types of function one by one, right? So positional argument. Suppose you want to write a program to add two integer numbers, right? Suppose that you are having two integer number, that is a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, right? You want to calculate sum of two integer numbers by using function, right? So here we have to create a user defined function, that is, suppose I'm creating a function that is add for addition, right? This is my function name, right? Now put the def keyword to create the definition of this function name, right? Now at the creating, at the time of creation of the definition of the function, we just need to pass two parameters, that is a and b, right? So we just need to pass these two parameters also the calling time, right? Suppose that I'm calling this same function by its name, and suppose I'm passing two values, that is 10 and 20, right? So here what happened, this is this 10 will send or will be sent to the variable a. So the value of this parameter is what, 10, right? And this value will be sent to the variable b. Now the value of b is what, 20, right? In that way we are passing a positional values or positional parameters. Like suppose we know that how many values we are passing here, and at the time of creation of the definition of the function, we are receiving same values into the corresponding variables, like 10 to the variable a and 20 to the variable b, right? Now inside the body of the function, write the logic, that is uh, print a plus b, right? So in that way, this function will be perform the calculation or addition of two integers. This is called the positional argument, right? Suppose at the creation of the definition time, right? You are passing two parameters, that is a and b. While calling the function, you are passing only the value, one parameter, only the one parameter, that can be anything, right? So here what happened, this will generate an error. This will search the next parameter or corresponding these parameter values, right? So here you will get an error because it's positional parameters. You know how many values or how many parameters you are passing while calling the function. You have to just need to catch that same parameters of the values into the corresponding parameters. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Now let's do practical on this. Here the function name is what, add, right? Now calling the function add, and now passing two parameters, that is a and b, right? And just perform the logic a plus b, right? Now pass two variable or two values, sorry, that is 5 and 10. So it will return the sum of a and b, right? So what is it? 5 plus 10, 50, right? So if you are passing only one value at the calling time, even you have already passed two parameters while creating the definition of the function. So here you will get an error because the positional parameters will search the position of the variable, position of the value. So that value will be sent to the variable A, and there is no second value which will be sent to the variable B. So the positional parameter will find this second parameter to B, right? So here you will get an error. So what is it? Add function missing one required positional argument, that is B. That is mapping, right? That maps the value, right? If you are passing more than two parameters, right? So here you will also catch an error. So here, what is add takes two positional argument, but three were given. They are passing three argument, right? And at the definition time, what, how many parameters, how many values we are catching, how many parameters we are passing here? Only two parameters we are passing here. So the values will not be mapped, right? So in that situation, we have to pass only two values up to which we are passing parameters while creating the definition of the function. So that's why we say this is positional argument, right? You can also take inputs from the user. Suppose uh, A and B, right? A. Now take input from the user and you just need to convert a string into integer, right? So because input returns all the inputs in a string, right? So you have to convert this string into integer value, integer data type, right? So now you can give a message, a short message that is, please enter the value of A, right? And in please enter the value of B. Okay, now pass these two variables at the calling time, A and B. Now execute this program here, enter the value of A, that is, that can be anything, 10 and 30. Now what it has returned, what it has returned, it has returned 40, the sum of two integer numbers. Okay. You can also put the minus sign to calculate the difference of two numbers, two integer numbers, right? Now you can change the function name, right? Subtraction. Suppose that this is the first value is 50 and the second value is 25. So what you will get? 25. The difference of two numbers is 25. Okay. You can also perform all the arithmetic operation using functions. You can create functions for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor divisions, and modulo. Right? Is it clear? Okay. Now, suppose in that in the in other situation, you don't know how many values we are gonna pass while calling function, right? So in that situation, we knew that how many values we are passing. We are passing two values, but in other situation, we don't know how many values we are gonna pass while calling the function. So you have to make, suppose, just assign or declare a variable that can be anything. Suppose uh, num is four numbers, right? Now put the asterisk sign before the variable name. That means variable length positional arguments. You will use only when you don't know how many arguments, how many values you are going to pass while calling the function, right? And at that time, you will receive all the values here. Suppose I'm passing, I can pass multiple values here. Suppose 2, 5, 6, 3, and so on, right? So in that situation, this asterisk will be responsible for every value to mapping to the variable num, right? So here you will receive all the values in variable num. So this is what? This is the variable length positional argument. It will return all the values which you are passing while calling the function in the tuple, right? So this is the tuple. This will pack your all the values in the tuple. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Is it clear or not?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't need to remember the parameters by creating the function of definition. Function definition, right? So you just need to pass values here and receive the variable length, right? So here all the values will be received, right? So now you can also index these values, right? Suppose I'm passing values 2, 5, 3. That means this 2 will be at 0 index position and next value will be at next index position and so on, right? So here if I pass num 0, so that means I will get only 2 because this value is at index 1 position, right? So if I want to add 2 and 3, so how to find 3? 3 is at what position?
Third position.
What?
Third position.
Num
Third position. 3.
2, right? So it will add the first and the last value, right? So 2 and plus 3 will be 5. Is it clear? In that way, um, we can do indexing, right? Now, tell me one thing. The negative indexing is allowed here. If I pass -1, is it allowed here? Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. So
Yeah.
because this supports both indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing, right? So in that way, we can uh, create the variable length positional argument. Today we have discussed two function, that is positional argument, and the second one is variable length positional argument, right? You can see that this is mod, this is that variable length positional argument. Here you are not sure how many values you are passing while calling the function. So you have to make your function as variable length positional argument, right? Just put the asterisk sign before the function, before the variable name, right? You don't need to pass the multiple variable name. You just pass only one variable name and put the asterisk sign to make it variable length positional. All the values will be mapped by asterisk sign, which means variable length positional order, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So for today's class, the content is sufficient. Now, in the next lecture, we will discuss rest of functions, that is default parameter, right? Default argument,
Okay.
keyword argument, and variable length keyword argument, right? And
Okay.
after that, we will move to the next topic. That can be anything, right? Okay. So,
Okay.
goodbye.